Hey, Mr. Hall here. Welcome to ancient Greece. Welcome to the ancient Greek assembly of ancient Athens. A lot of the city states had assemblies, but here, this one is created by Cleisthenes. Cleisthenes, by 507 BC, had invented democracy. And the previous lesson was all about the 100 years before that. So let's get to it. How does this work? These assemblies could have 40,000 Greeks show up, although more commonly it's more like 4 to 5,000 could attend and participate in the debate assembly was a privilege for free-born Athenian citizens. This means many Greeks could not participate in these meetings. Foreign-born people, all women, slaves are not entitled to full citizenship. Only a special vote by the assembly could change these rules. So the word ecclesia literally means called out. Called out of your day, called out of your shopping. You might be at the agora hanging out. And you're called out because there's a bill ready to go, a bill that's been written and it wants to become law. So you guys have already started this. You're in the other body, not the ecclesia. It's called the bully. It's like the US Senate. It's where these committees go and meet and discuss ideas. So linked in the agenda, there's the agenda. Linked in the agenda are bill ideas and folders. I guess I lost the agenda. Linked in the agenda are folders. So go to the agenda, find your class period here. This class period is period 5. So here are a lot of people that have already started typing. Here's period 6. So people have started typing their ideas. By opening this assignment in Schoology, you'll get a document. That's for the bully. That's where you can put your ideas. So let's look. June's typed an idea. She thinks that the first move could be free, but then after you start moving from city-state to city-state, you'll be charged by the person who moves into the city-state that you left. So that's her idea. Now, could that match up with someone else? Is that similar to someone else's? Come to your folders and look to see other people's ideas, and you can copy paste them, merge them, give a shout out to people, because by forming a group of people that agree, it's called a coalition. And then those people will all vote for your law. If a law passes, the original writer gets 10,000 drachma for their city-state. And you might share that money because of your coalition. So we get that figured out because we have to vote on these laws in the coming days. So you're being called out when these bills are ready to go. And you might be in the shopping area of the Agora of Athens. It's more than just shopping, it's hanging out. You like to be on your phones, talking, socializing to people. They didn't have phones back then. They would come to the Agora. And we've already gone through the steps of the bully, the subcommittees that would discuss these ideas. You might have met in this location right here. And that's what you're doing now electronically, or maybe a little bit in class. So these little committees would write the laws. And then about once a week, not quite once a week, you would see the Greek flags going up. Maybe not this Greek flag, but flags waving in the air means it's time to come to the assembly. And that's kind of like the House of Representatives. And there will be a presiding officer from our class. We're actually going to be doing this. So read some of the rules about how this is going to work. We'll have to find a presiding officer. And if you want to be the presiding officer, you should be somebody that's already trying to organize the bills, because that's basically what that person does in real life too. It's Nancy Pelosi. So this is your duty. Do you know this is where the word idiot comes from? If you don't debate and vote in the assembly, this is where the word idiot came from. The Greeks would ascribe that word to you. So this is where we're going to be going in the ecclesia. Beautiful, wide open area. And there's the bema where the speakers would stand, and all the people, the thousands of people would be out here. And look, you can see the Acropolis in the background. So on the field trip, you can go and walk around this place. It's the place of the first democracy, which is really quite exciting. Read these rules, because how this operates, you've got to follow the rules. You can't be late. You're going to get red chalk marked on you, and you'll have to pay a fine. So, there's a field trip right there. getting our picture taken at the location of the world's first democracy. There's a little video, show you that in class. So read these rules too, because you don't want to mess this stuff up. Because if you're one of these people breaking the rules, you might get yourself in trouble. Make sure somebody sacrifices a pig. Make sure that our speaker, our presiding officer is in charge, and make sure that you don't owe taxes. Make sure that you're a landowner. Make sure that you're legally married, that you don't offend public morals, that you didn't evade military service, and you did not throw your shield away in battle. Never do that. Use a water clock to make sure you don't speak too long when we're debating these bills, because we've got to get these things passed. We don't have all day, so use your water clock. And here in the assembly, we will debate and vote. There's some mock-ups, there's some models of what this might have looked like before the 400s BC. So the debate is entertainment. It's not to make someone cry. There's a little bit of taunting that goes on. And watching the presidential debates, it's a very different style. This is more in the style of the way the British House of Commons kind of taunts each other a little bit, because they're interacting with people. They're not being mean. They're not being disrespectful. If you start going off topic, you are awkward, you mispronounce things, people will taunt you and laugh at you kindly. Like I'm just telling you what they do. They hated hearing people go off topics. They'll whistle at you and clap at you, not for good things, but to get you back on topic. So clapping is a negative, not mean, but they're just interacting with you. And if you're off topic, if you're not debating the right thing, you will get clapped at, maybe whistled at. But if you can swing that mob around and get them back on your side, the crowd would immediately stop taunting you, and they would join you, and they would shout UG, UG, which is like our word bravo. So at the end of it, when we're ready to vote, the rules about this are here. Make sure there's no lightning, make sure there's no thunder, and make sure that your idea is good, because after a year, if the idea is bad, if it passes into law and it doesn't work, the person who wrote it, like, not only do you lose your 10,000 drachma, but something way worse could happen to you, getting disenfranchised, fined, or worse. So be careful, follow the rules, get your ideas ready. This is how the ancient ecclesia actually worked. I will see you at the Pnyx for the ecclesia.